Hello everyone, VJ32 back here today with another deck review. Today we're looking at these Shakespeare decks. It's a little hard to see because of the light. They are Shakespeare decks from Kickstarter, from Trident Playing Cards is the name of the creator. And they are produced by Nor Arts, the designer, creator, as well as Nor Arts. They're all from Ukraine, so it's nice to see that they're able to produce these and get them out despite everything going on there. And of course, I do hope everything gets sorted out in the Ukraine sooner rather than later. And for the best, that means Russia losing, which they are not doing very good, despite how big they are. As usual, Russia is sucking at war. But anyways, let's not make this about war. Let's make this about these decks, which are all about Shakespeare, inspired by his... They're actually inspired by a Shakespeare deck from 1902 by Sonnenschein. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. And the artwork on this is done by Maxim Lebedek. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And the original was produced in London. Now for this you get a classic deck in black. You get a Royal Burgundy and an antique deck. All of them have nice foil and embossing on the tuck cases, with a nice soft touch stock, at least for the red and the black. This one is a different stock, if I recall correctly. I think. I think it's just weathered and stained. I'm not sure, but actually... Yeah, this one has a bit of a different feel to it. These are definitely a soft touch. And they say Shakespeare on the front. Playing cards. And this one has a antiqued, weathered, and kind of stained tuck case to it. But with nice foils and embossings. To the side, it says Shakespeare playing cards. Same at the other. Upside down though, apparently. Top, just some sword artwork on the bottom. Some information, made in Ukraine by NPCC, and art by Maxim Lebedek. And then the backs are the back design. A nice custom seal, simple, with a kind of theater type figure symbol. And then this one is numbered out of 1,000. I got 316. And then on the flap, there's a little bit of artwork. Nothing on the inside. You can kind of see the weatheredness on this tuck case. It's definitely a different stock with this vintage type look to it. It's cool. The cards are all basically the same, aside from the vintage deck is a little bit different. Featuring different characters from Shakespeare plays and stories. Some of them I recognize, some of them I don't. I mean, when I was in school, in high school, we read Romeo and Juliet, we read Hamlet, we read Macbeth. I think that's all we read. And I've never really watched too many of those movies, aside from maybe Romeo and Juliet. And I don't remember much of the stories at this point, unfortunately. The Jokers, and they do have metallic inks on them, you can see that. You have two Jokers that feature Hamlet. It says Joker in the corner in pretty big font. Here's the back design on this one. Simple, but nice. Classic looking. This one you have Touchstone, whoever that is. I'm not familiar with that name. And this one is the same guy with a different color scheme. This deck, you get the exact same 3 Jokers, and the cards are all going to be the same as well on the faces. All the aces are custom. Custom pips throughout. Here we got King Lear. Isabel France, I believe that is. Interesting name. And Lance. Nice custom pips and indexes throughout. Here's the clubs. We got King John. Margaret Anzu, I don't know how to pronounce that. And Pistol, is it? That's an interesting name. And then the diamonds. Here we have Claudius of Denmark. I'm guessing that was Isabel of France. Not Isabel of France. Catherine of Aragon. And Poins, is it? I find it, maybe it's just me, but I find it hard to read that font. Just a little bit. This is Richard III, Lady Macbeth, and Cade. There's your Ace of Spades. Not much going on there. The other deck is exactly the same. And yes, there are metallic inks on the court cards. Just little details, as you can kind of see. If I didn't show you that very well earlier, I do apologize. And there's this one. And a bit of metallic inks on the backs as well, which is cool. Now, to look at the weathered deck here, the antique deck, which is weathered, it's got a different look, as you can see. The back is different, but similar. It's very cool, and I like the colors, the reds and the blues and the metallic golds. And the court cards and everything is going to be the same artwork. So you got Hamlet for one of the Jokers, exactly the same, holding a skull. And these two Jokers are the same guy, Touchstone. And everything else is the same. You do have some weathering on the cards, but it's the same court cards with metallic inks on them, but less coloring. And you can see little weathering details on all the cards. What I will say that's a little bit disappointing is, considering it's an antique weathered deck, is that all the cards have the same weathering details on them. As you can see, they're all identical. It would have been nice, like, for me, a true weathered deck, I'm sure some people will agree, a true weathered or antique deck is going to have each card different. Because that's just realistic. You're not going to get, all the cards are going to be exactly the same when they're weathered. But I get it, this is easier to do. And it is what it is. Overall, cards are pretty nice. Good quality. Which is interesting, because they're printed by Noir Arts. But this is probably the best quality decks I've seen from Noir Arts, at least in a long time. They actually handle fairly decently, and they're a nice stock. They are a, printed by Noir Arts playing cards in Ukraine. They are on a premium linen finish with a high quality German stock and metallic inks. And they're very nice. I like them. As soon as I saw them on Kickstarter, I felt I had to back them. Just a big fan of the artwork and everything. And so I'm going to give these an A+. I like them. Comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. We will see you next time with more. Thanks for watching. See ya.